New this morning, we're hearing from some of the biggest school districts after a new study we first told you about yesterday on 13 Sunrise.
That study found reading and math scores dropped during the pandemic for some elementary students at rates we have not seen in decades. Sam joins us this morning with how really the school districts and the administrations are responding. Not news that any parent of young kids want to hear.
Yeah, and they also weren't surprised when I sent this study over to them because, of course, we know that the pandemic has been hard for students, but I want to give you another quick look at some of that data. The reading score had its biggest drop since 1990, and the math score saw its first ever drop going all the way back to 1973. But like we mentioned, that's no surprise to schools in our area. Take Perry Township schools, for example. Leaders there told me the learning gap is closing, but they do have close to 1,300 fourth graders this year. And they actually tested students during the first week of school to get a better idea of where each student was academically. And then teachers tailored their lesson plans based on the needs of those students. And that kind of testing is done every month to make sure students there don't fall behind. And we also heard from Hamilton Southeastern schools. They have more than 1,500 fourth graders this year. And leaders there are using funding to offer more remediation services to all their students. HSE also had 4 schools selected to be a part of next year's nationwide assessment data, so we will actually have a better idea of how their programs work with this next study. Now, guys, we also heard from Avon schools. The superintendent there told me they are really focused on the individual student, and they're doing that by things like offering more one-on-one time, limiting class sizes. I do want to mention we are still waiting to hear back from IPS, so once we do, we'll have their plans for you on our website. We've also got this entire study linked there as well if you're interested in checking that out for yourself.
One of the things I do like is that school systems really across Indiana, they seemingly predicted that they would be in this, so they really compensated early and now already have some things in place.
Yeah, that's what some of these schools told us, was that they knew it was going to be a challenge, so they tried to plan ahead as early as they could. Of course, we'll see how some of those pay off.
Sam, thank you.